I think I should just use this shit as a fucking sound test. See if anybody come up in this motherfucker. Motherfucking another live from the goddamn boom boom room. Wrote my show and this motherfucker doing it extra makeshift today. What's up, Bone Stiggity? Can you hear the music, Bone? Type yes or no if you can hear the music. I'm gonna have to cut this motherfucker up. Do some editing on this shit. What's up, cuzzo? Can y'all hear the music or no? I don't know if I'm gonna cut that shit up so it can be heard or just leave that shit so only I can. You can't hear it? What's going on with it, Dukes? Long time no holler at, man. Guess I'll just get the show started then. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Yung Dolemite. Got a Too Much Game podcast. Live in the boom boom room again. My brother, the super producer, being ready, wasn't available today, so I'm gonna have to fly solo on this motherfucker, man. You know, coronavirus out here, you know, floating. A lot of motherfuckers on quarantine. The super producer chose to self-quarantine himself. You know, he don't know whether or not he got it. I don't know whether or not he gonna take the test, but he just felt like it'd be safer for us to allow him to do his thing. You ain't gotta hear the music, cuzzo. If you can hear me, that's all that matter. You know, it ain't about the music. It's just about what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, like the super producer, you know, he down a little bit. I think he cool. He feeling all right, but I think he just would rather not possibly spread the COVID-19. So he in the crib with it. I should have called him before I did this shit. I slipped up on that, but it is what it is. Today's episode I'm entitling Everybody Poops. You know, I was at work the other day and a motherfucker was in there dropping a Springsteen, like putting in work. Motherfucker probably had sweat on his eyebrows after he got done with that shit, because the boy was in there making noise. He was huffing and puffing like motherfucker was up in there giving it up. And the crazy shit, I don't think he knew I was in there. Like, you know when you in the bathroom by yourself as opposed to when you in the bathroom with another motherfucker. When you in there by yourself, that motherfucker was in there passionate about what he was doing. He was giving it up. But I think like he probably looked after he got done and, you know, seen my feet and was like, oh shit. Cause, you know, I'm washing my hands and the motherfucker was like hesitant to come out the stall. And in my head, I'm like, he's ashamed of that shit. But it's crazy because, you know, like I said, the title of this shit is Everybody Poops. That was the first thing I thought when the motherfucker was scared to come out the bathroom. I'm like, everybody shits. Everybody shit stink. It's just a part of life. You know, you eat too much fiber or whatever the fuck he had. And that's what happens, nigga. You drop a hammer out that motherfucker. You know, it ain't really shit to be ashamed of. It is what it is. You know me, nigga. I come out the bathroom like, hey, sorry you had to smell that, but it is what it is. You know, and it's crazy because, you know, the parallel to all this shit, there was a little viral challenge going around on Instagram where, like, you post an embarrassing picture of yourself, and if somebody like it, they got to do the same shit. They got to post an embarrassing picture of themselves. It's like the Until Tomorrow challenge. I think that shit is dope, you know, just to see that it's people willing to open themselves up to be the butt of a little bit of humor. Like, you know, it's good to laugh at yourself. It's good to allow other motherfuckers to laugh at you every now and then, man. Like, you know, a lot of motherfuckers be wanting to be too cool nowadays. Like they got a internet reputation or an internet personality or an internet persona that they want to portray. And it's like, for what? You know, it's not even cool to be cool all the time no more. Like, you know, it's cool to be vulnerable. It's cool to let motherfuckers laugh at you. Like, taking yourself too serious is just fucking corny nowadays. So, it's cool to see the motherfuckers who was willing to do it. I seen a lot of people who wasn't willing to do it. I'm like, shit, I don't know why. Like, we all got some pictures we not proud of. And for some reason, they still in our phone. I posted a picture of myself with a big motherfucking hamburger-sized lump on my head. I was fucked up. Some shit that happened at work. It was, embarrassing to me because I already knew niggas was going to roast the fuck out of me because it looked like I had a White Castle hamburger attached to my head. But, it is what it is. Like, as far as embarrassment, motherfuckers have done worse. Motherfuckers have gone through worse. Motherfuckers have done more foolish shit. So it is what it is according to that. Like, like I look at it, like the people willing to post those pictures, I look at it basically as a sign of character. Like it's a strength. Because you wouldn't have let motherfuckers laugh at you when you're not taking it too serious. Like, that, your self-esteem is high enough to where no matter whether or not you laugh at me, I'm still the motherfucker who I am, whether or not. I'm always going to be cool, even when I look dorky every now and then. Like, my whole MySpace career was fucking embarrassing. I'm ashamed of all that shit. But at the same time, it is what it is. I did what I did and I am who I am. No matter what the fuck happened in the past. It's about today and tomorrow. Yesterday is just something that I used as a measuring stick on how far I need to go ahead. But, I look at shame as basically, or matter of fact, here go to the official definition. Shame is a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. Like, it's pretty much, this episode is going to be all about shame. Like, I feel like you shouldn't really have shame in your game. You should only be ashamed of doing sucker shit. Like, you trip and fall, everybody trip and fall. You take a shit, everybody take a shit. You make a mistake, everybody make mistakes. You do some dumb shit, you say some dumb shit, you misspeak. Everybody does that. Everybody fails. Everybody falls on their ass. Nobody starts out as the greatest motherfucker in nothing that they do, whether or not that's some art you create, some content you create, something that you feel you do as an artist or even as an employee. Like, everybody fucks up. So you shouldn't let the fear of fucking up or the fear of people judging you for fucking up stop you from doing shit, especially something that's constructive or something that you enjoy, something that you love, something that you're passionate about. I know a lot of musicians that don't like to put their music out because they don't think motherfuckers will like it. I know singers that can sing their ass off, but they don't want to sing because they think that, somebody will judge them or any of that shit. Like, man, you can't fear the judgment of others because a lot of times the motherfuckers judging you can't do what you do. They might be saying, oh, you're not a good basketball player. You're not a good singer. Okay, motherfucker, you sing. Like a lot of the motherfuckers that's the most judgmental was the less talented, especially in the areas that they judge you in. We all know motherfuckers that sit there watching basketball and say LeBron sorry. Yet he's in the NBA and you on your fucking couch. They'll see a bunch of motherfuckers on TV doing shit and sit there judging. It's like those who can do, those who can't judge. It's like you just got to be able to move amidst shame, really. Like, we all have times where we feel ashamed. Like I look at shame a lot of times as feeling like you the one motherfucker that fucked up. The most ashamed you feel is when you the one motherfucker that fucked up. It's just like, say, you take a test in your class. It fucking sucks if you the only motherfucker that failed. Everybody got a B and you got an F. That shit is embarrassing as fuck. But it's a lot less embarrassing when everybody else failed. Say you got an F, then you look around the class and everybody got an F. Now it feels inclusive. It's like, okay, well, at least I ain't the only stupid motherfucker in here. Like, I fucked up. They fucked up. It is what it is. We just a group of fuck ups. A lot of times you can avoid the feeling of shame or the feeling of embarrassment when you realize that just like you might have fucked up right now, everybody fucks up. And that's the reason this episode is called Everybody Poops. Everybody takes his shit. You know, everybody does some shit that they not exactly proud of. Like, you know, nobody will want for you to watch them take a shit. You know, because it's embarrassing almost. Like, my ass is out, nigga. I'm funky. I don't smell good. But at the same time, name one motherfucker you know whose shit smell like peaches and strawberries. Like, shit stinks. And we all do it. You know, just like falling on your fucking knee hurts. Tripping over your feet hurts. But we all do it. You know, it's like shame or the fear of shame will cripple you. Like, you know, and this goes into all aspects of life. Like, whether you're trying to holler at a female or, you know, you're trying to approach a dude, you know, you're trying to get a job, you want to display a talent, you want to go into music or any art form. Like, you know, I used to be a graphic designer. When I would do graphic design, man, my first projects was trash. Like, garbage as fuck. But at the same time, you know, one thing I always understood is anything you do enough, you gonna get good at eventually. So, nigga, I would just keep on, you know, creating. And the more I created, the better I got at this shit, you know, and the less ashamed I was from displaying it because I knew that I was getting better. You know, and this goes with anything, you know, like any artist in any art form, you always gonna start off trash. Like, nigga, you can go back, you can name the greatest of anything. Nigga, think about Jay-Z. You know, he's the greatest rapper of all time. If you go back and listen to Jay-Z first raps he wrote, I guarantee you they not amazing. You know, shout out to my nigga Jamil. He up in this motherfucker. I used to do his mixtape covers. You know, and that was helping me improve. Nigga, doing his shit was helping me get better, my nigga. You know, shout out to I Am Jamil, nigga. My nigga, that nigga booming. You know, he an activist in the city of Compton right now. You know, I'm real proud of that nigga. We need to fucking link up. We ain't kicked it in a smooth ass minute, but you know, next time I'm in the city rolling around, I'm gonna have to hit you up, bro. Like, niggas gonna have to link. But anyway, like, you know, anything that you do enough, you gonna get good at. So never be ashamed of letting people see where your progress is at. Like, you know, when you first start rapping, find somebody who could listen to your raps without judgment. You know, like say a family member or a friend that you trust or shit. Me, I honestly believe in displaying your art for strangers so you could get the most honest critiques. Like, I'll play some shit or show some shit and I won't even say it's me because some people got the tendency of trying to be nice to you to your face while they wouldn't say that behind your back. Like, say if they found your fucking CD on a table and just put it in, they critique could be a lot more honest if they didn't know the motherfucker that created that was sitting right there. Like, if I hear a CD and it's whack and ain't nobody around, I'm like, damn, this shit weak as a motherfucker. Or if my homeboy like, hey man, I just heard of this rapper, you know, I found them on Facebook. Check this CD out. And I don't know homeboy from shit. So I'm like, ugh, this shit bullshit. But if a nigga tell you this is my CD, I created this. This is something that I'm passionate about. You gonna hear it, especially if it's somebody who you cool with. Even if it's bullshit, you gonna be like, that's cool. Even though you hate it. You know, so you always want to get honest critique without shame. Because at the same time, as much passion as you put into your project, as much as you might possibly think that shit is dope and other people think that shit is shit, even if they tell you it's shit, you shouldn't be ashamed. Because even Jay-Z got songs that's whack. The best albums you heard possibly got whack songs on them. The greatest of the great artists all over the world have shit that's not all that fucking great. And a lot of times, greatness is up to a person's personal fucking discretion. You know, some motherfuckers might think your shit is dope. Other motherfuckers might think your shit is whack. Art is always subjective. You know, so you shouldn't be ashamed of somebody thinking that something that you create is not the best or it's not the greatest or it's even fucking bullshit. Like, this shit is weak as fuck. Like, you like, oh man, you know, I just did this art piece. How you like it? And they like, honestly, this shit weak as a motherfucker. it is what it is at the end of the day. Because number one, no matter how much they think your shit is trash, you always gonna be improving. And you know, there's niggas right now who will say Jay-Z is whack, even though he's the greatest of all time. Nigga, I don't like Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfucking contemporary artists doing it. I'm not a fan of his music. And it ain't nothing wrong with that, my nigga, because there's 1,000 motherfuckers that fuck with it. There's probably niggas who think Too Much Game is a bullshit podcast. But I got enough niggas that fuck with it that make me comfortable in what the fuck I'm doing. You know, it's not always about everybody thinking what you do is good, nigga. You know, it's just about you thinking what you do is good. So you shouldn't have shame in your fucking game, especially when you're doing something that you're passionate about or something that you think is dope. Just do that shit. Don't let haters stop you from doing the motherfucking thing. Especially because a lot of times a motherfucker will say your shit is whack even though they like it. Just because they don't like you. Or they'll say it's whack just because they don't want to see you keep pushing. They don't want to see you chasing greatness. They want you to stay a fucking bum like them. They want you to stay stagnant like them. They want you to play it safe like them. You know, you got a lot of motherfuckers in your life that's going to tell you should play it safe. You know, say you a talented musician. Say you could sing. You a great artist. You could do anything in the form of, say, art or something that you not exactly going to get a regular every Friday paycheck for. A lot of motherfuckers not going to want to see you do that, homie. Like, a lot of motherfuckers don't like to see you do some shit that they feel like they can't do. So some motherfuckers will try to cut your fucking wings off. And you can't allow people to do that. Like, you know, you got to keep on fucking pushing and what the fuck you doing. You know, you got to believe in yourself enough to hear negative criticism or hear a motherfucker trying to knock you down and walk right past that shit. Like, you know, how you like this? Oh, that shit is whack. Or, oh, that shit could be better. All right, for sure. Cool. Thanks for your critique. And I'm out. And keep on fucking creating, man. Keep on doing your shit. You know, another form of, you know, shame, another form of things that we fear as far as something that we ashamed of is rejection. Everybody gets rejected. You know, a lot of us are afraid to talk to a certain person. You know, I want to holler at her, but man, I don't think she'll go for a dude like me, or vice versa. Like, you know, a lot of motherfuckers fear rejection. A lot of motherfuckers won't turn in an application because they fear rejection. They won't apply to a certain school because they feel like their grades ain't good enough, or they won't apply to a certain job because they don't feel like they qualified, or they won't try to put themselves in a certain position. They won't ask for that promotion or any of that shit because they fear rejection. But at the end of the day, nigga, the worst thing that could happen is a motherfucker say no. And no not gonna cut your heart out. It's not gonna make your head fall off. Nigga, no is just a 2-letter word. You know, and a lot of times, no is only temporary. A lot of times in a lot of positions, no just mean wait. It might mean no right now, but that don't mean you can't go back, refresh, you know, recuperate, get better, and come back and get a yes from that same person or from that same job or that same situation. Like, you know, a lot of times we fear a motherfucker saying no. No ain't the end of the world. Nigga, no is just the end of the conversation that you having at the moment. But you can still go back and do that shit again, especially when you always improving. You know, like, you might holler at a female and she like, oh, you know, I got a boyfriend. Okay, for sure. You can go back and holler at her, you know, 3 or 4 days later, and now she's single. Or, you know, she could say, oh, you know, you're not my type, or whatever the fuck. You know, maybe you said something wrong. You know, maybe you misspoke. Or, you know, another big one on some real shit is she just wasn't for you. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, everybody not going to be your type. You're not going to be everybody's type. But you should never be ashamed of not being the motherfucker's type. You know, because no matter whose type you not, it's 1,000 motherfuckers whose type you are. Finna take a sip. Like, you know, you just gotta move like that. Like, you can't let shame fuck you up in no situation. Like, I envy people who ain't got no shame in their game. Even though a lot of motherfuckers who don't got shame in their game, I kind of judge them a little bit. You know, and me, I'm just a judgmental nigga, honestly. Like, it's kind of a joke and it's kind of serious. I clown motherfuckers. I talk shit about niggas a lot. Not even in no hater ass way. Like, I just, I make jokes about motherfuckers, but it's never real super fuck this nigga on some bullshit. Like, I ain't a fucking hater. I just like to crack jokes on motherfuckers. So, there's people who ain't got no shame in their game in a way that I might personally feel is some bullshit. Like, the woman who could wear a bright yellow wig, orange pants, a magenta shirt, and teal shoes. Like, I don't, you not ashamed of that motherfucking outfit? If that's what she think is fly, that's what she think is fly, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't like ratchet motherfuckers. Like, I don't like motherfuckers who don't carry themselves with a certain level of couth. But at the same time, man, if that's your thing, that's your thing, and it's not my job to judge you. You shouldn't give a fuck about my judgment. Even if I do judge you, even if I tell you that shit some bullshit, that shit whack, don't listen to me. Who the fuck am I? I don't pay your bills. I'm not fucking you, feeding you, financing you, none of that shit. So you shouldn't give a fuck what nobody say, including me, nigga. Like, and this goes for motherfuckers like in general, nigga. Like, you shouldn't look at no motherfucker's opinion above the opinion of your own. Even if it's a person who you look up to. Even if it's your parent. Even if it's one of your siblings. Even if it's your spouse, one of your loved ones. Somebody who you like. Somebody who you look up to. If they feel like what you're doing is bullshit, man, that's life, motherfucker. You got to follow your own dreams. Like, I understand honest critique. A motherfucker really trying to tell you something and give you some game that's really gonna help you. Like, if you 47 and you still rapping and shit, like, that's kind of but at the same time, if that's what you honestly feel in your heart is gonna be something that's gonna help you, keep doing that shit. But my thing is, as far as you chasing dreams in life, is also have something that just in case that dream don't hit, have something to take care of yourself on the side. You could have a 9 to 5 and then rap from 5 to 10. Like, you gotta have balance in your life. And if somebody telling you that, then they telling you the real shit. But if they telling you to stop doing what you doing, they possibly hating. But it's something that you gotta look into for yourself. But again, it shouldn't be something that you're ashamed about. It should just be something to be considered. But, I kind of got off my topic of fucking rejection on some real shit. Because I kind of wanted to go a little deeper into rejection. A lot of motherfuckers fear rejection. That's like a big, big fear in a lot of people's life. A big hindrance of a lot of people who create. A lot of people in the job market. A lot of motherfuckers who are single and looking for a potential mate. You might look at a female and she on her shit. She got a good job. She look good. She dressed nice. She smell good. She all the way on it. You ain't exactly where you want to be in life. But one of the things you got to realize in life, none of us are where we want to be. Like a lot of us, we still on the come up. We still on the move. We still progressing. Like, the race not over. So just because you're not at first place at the moment don't mean that you can't approach a motherfucker that's a little bit ahead of you or in your personal mind. Because ain't nobody better than you, honestly. So when you want to holler at a female or holler at a dude, man, just, basically, like I always talk about on my show, I'm not here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. I always say that shit because when you get better, it's going to be easy. When you on your shit, when you feeling like your self-esteem is as high as it could be, you could holler at anybody. Nigga, you'll holler at motherfucking, even though Beyonce married now, you'll holler at Rihanna in the club. Nigga, and you work at motherfucking McDonald's, sweeping the floor in the back. You still on probation and shit. And you like, shit, nigga, what's up, Rihanna? How you doing? My name is such and such. I work at McDonald's. What's going on with you? How you doing? You're going to feel like it's an honor to talk to you and shit. When you all the way on your shit, when your self-esteem is high. Because that even though I'm at McDonald's now, in 4 or 5 years, I might own a McDonald's. Like that's self-esteem. That's confidence. A lot of times when you got confidence, you could trip over your foot and won't give a shit. Like now I'm at the confidence level that I could do some embarrassing shit and laugh it off. I could see motherfuckers laughing at me. and not be butthurt. Oh, they're laughing at me. Fuck it, nigga. Y'all niggas trip over y'all feet too. You know, it's like niggas get dunked on every day, my nigga. Like, you know, I remember when I used to play basketball and motherfuckers would be scared to play defense because they were scared to get crossed over and embarrassed. They were scared to get dunked on to get embarrassed. It's a lot of embarrassing shit that happens, my nigga. But the thing that a lot of motherfuckers don't realize, and this is something that I learned on a basketball court, the thing that you fear ain't as bad as you getting over it. Like, say like this. If you get dunked on, yeah, it's embarrassing. Shit, nigga dunked on me, fuck. But if you was to block that dunk, how good you would feel will outweigh how bad you feel getting dunked on. Like when a nigga try to cross you over and you steal the ball instead of getting crossed over, man, that shit had you on cloud nine like a motherfucker. You know, and it's just like with rejection. Like when you trying to holler at somebody, it's embarrassing when a woman say, no thanks, you're not my type. Or, you know, I don't like fat niggas, or I don't like short niggas, or nigga, who is you? Yeah, that's fucking embarrassing. But at the same time, when she say, I was waiting for you to come speak to me. Oh, what took you so long to come over here? Yeah, here go my number. When can we meet? Nigga, now you feeling like the greatest motherfucker in the world. Nigga, you feeling like your dick dragging against the floor. Like, nigga, you feeling like the fucking man. You know, so you got to be able to power through that feeling of shame. You know, that nervousness, nigga, because shame ain't shit at the end of the day. You know, embarrassment ain't shit at the end of the day because everybody feels that shit. You know, it just is what it is. You know, and nobody starts out as the fucking master. Like, no matter what you doing, even when it comes to hollering at females, you know, like I remember when I was in junior high school and we used to, you know, I guess you would say showing my age. We used to get phone numbers. We'll walk through the mall with like a little pen and a little pad or some sticky notes or like a piece of notebook paper folded up. And we'll try to get females' phone numbers and shit to call them later on. And, you know, motherfuckers like, oh, you know, how many numbers could you get? How many numbers could you get? And me, I was shy. You know, the feeling of shyness a lot of time is, again, something where you ashamed of something. You know, whether you are ashamed of coming out of your shell, ashamed to talk to people, you know, you get embarrassed real easy. Like me, I used to fear rejection. Like I felt like a woman telling me no was like the worst feeling in the fucking world. Like I did not want to hear no. I did not want to, you know, be like, hello, you know, my name is Anthony. How you doing? And she was like, ugh. Because that's what I used to honestly think. Like, that's what I used to think rejection was. Like, when I would watch movies back in the day or like that Special K song, what your man got to do with me? I got a man. Like, I'm like, damn, this nigga is not embarrassed. This nigga is constantly shooting his shot. He's Steph Curry out this motherfucker. But me, I felt I felt embarrassed listening to that shit. I would feel embarrassed watching other niggas get rejected. Like, damn, that shit gotta hurt. But the thing is, a lot of times when you're watching motherfucker get rejected, he'll walk off with his head up. You know, because some niggas understand. I might have missed that shot, but I'm gonna hit the next one. You know, it's like Allen Iverson, or Kobe Bryant, or Michael Jordan. Nigga, they missed thousands of shots, but they also hit thousands of shots. You can't let missing one shot stop you from shooting another one. You know, like, it just is what it is. You can't let shame fuck you up. Like, you know, when you starting out, of course you're going to be whack. Your first time hollering at a female, yeah, you might trip over your words. You don't got a script. You kind of just freestyling at that point. Like, hey, how you doing? My name is such and such. Nigga, you saying, you trying to think, you nervous, your hands probably sweating, nigga. You going to be stuttering and shit, but like anything, the more you do it, the better you going to get. When you create art, when you rap, you know, the same thing. When you first start rapping, you can't catch the beat. You know, you just trying to say all your words right. You know, the first few times you rap, you more focused on delivering what you trying to say than sounding good. You don't know your cadence. You don't know what words to enunciate. You don't know what words to say hard, what words to say soft, what shit to say fast, what shit to say slow. Like, with anything that you do, anything that you want to be great in, It's all about the fucking details. But when you start out, a lot of times you don't have the details. You only got the main concept. So focus on getting the main concept of anything. Even when you at a job, when you first start working at fucking McDonald's sweeping the floor, nigga, you might not know, oh, I gotta sweep under this counter, or I gotta sweep this corner, or I gotta sweep this, or that little shit right there on the floor, you can't even sweep that. You gotta mop that. Like, you just learn anything as you go. So you can't be embarrassed or ashamed of being in a position where you learning, like you entry level. That's why they have entry level employees. That's why jobs have interns and shit like that, because you got to come in, learn the game, and then master it, and then move up. Life is all about, getting in and moving up. It's levels to this shit. You start at the bottom level just like everybody else. You can't be embarrassed of being at the bottom level. Even if you're at the bottom level at an age that you feel like you should have been higher. Everybody grows at different paces. Everybody grows at a different rate. Like, some motherfuckers 29 years old graduating high school. This motherfucker's 87 years old graduating college. Like, it ain't about when you do it. It's about if you do it. It's the fact that you do it. That's what's important. Long as you get it done, that's all the fuck that matters, my nigga. Like, a lot of motherfuckers are scared to do shit because they like, oh man, I'm too old to start this, or I don't think I'm gonna be good at this, or I don't think I can do this. Like, I would always challenge motherfuckers to do something that you don't feel like you're good at. If you do it enough, you'll eventually get good. Like me personally, like I got stage fright. Like, it's something that I have with being on stages. I got a bunch of people looking at me. I'm not used to that. Like, I don't really like talking to strangers. I'm not used to that. It's not my thing. But at the same time, if I gotta do it, I gotta do it, and I'm willing to do it. Like, again, like with my stage fright, man, I'm shook of that shit. Like, look at all these people looking at me. Like, what if they don't like me? What if they don't like the content that I create? What if they don't like the message that I'm delivering? But at the same time, shit, I did a live show with Cat versus Dog podcast. The 2nd of this month, March 2nd, the podcast pit. Shout out to them. Shout out to Good News Radio, Keith Good News. Shout out to everybody over there. But I did that live show. We tore that motherfucker down. Killed that shit. Amidst the stage fright and the fear. Because again, as much as fear could cripple you, when you succeed at some shit, man, that shit had your ass feeling like you Superman. Like, that shit got you feeling like your cape floating in the wind. So you can't let fear stop you from getting to that point. A lot of motherfuckers could have stopped the first time somebody told them what they did was whack. Jay-Z could have spit a rap for somebody and they could have said, man, that shit bullshit. Nigga, Jay-Z be working at McDonald's right now or some shit, or he be locked up in prison since he was selling dope. Like, you never know what would have happened if certain people would have allowed shame to stop them from doing something. Because nobody starts out great. Everybody start out whack at some shit. And it's like the longer you wait to start, the harder it's gonna be. So you especially any motherfucker that feel passionate about some shit, if you really feel like something is your niche or something is something that you want to pursue because you passionate about it, man, you better get off into that shit. Like, fuck the bullshit, man. You gotta do your shit. A lot of people are scared to start something because they think motherfuckers is gonna clown them, or they think, oh, I'm too old, or I jumped on the shit too late. Man, just do your shit, dude. Because eventually you gonna get good. You might get good faster than you thought you would. Because like I said, motherfuckers learn at different paces. Motherfuckers ascend at different paces. So you might think, oh man, I'm starting out now. It's gonna take me forever to get good at this shit. That is not necessarily true. You might have started out whack as fuck, and then within months, you might be just as good as people who've been doing this shit for years because you took it more serious than them. A lot of times the fear of failure can be a great motivating factor. You were so afraid to fail, you put your nose to the grindstone and you became a master of that shit. You know, like I take this podcast shit serious as fuck. Like I might have been trash as fuck. Like when I listened to the pilot of Too Much Game, I'm like, man, that shit was garbage. But at the same time, like I'm not gonna let that fuck me up. Like, you know, I feel like it's something that I gotta keep on doing to keep getting good at. When I listen to my first episode as opposed to my later episodes, I see the improvement and I think that shit is beautiful. Like I'm super proud of myself from looking at my progress. And this is something that I will always tell people. You got to be your own biggest fan. Like you got to look at what you doing and be like, I'm on my shit. That shit dope. Because a lot of times you got enough motherfuckers that's gonna hate on you. You got enough motherfuckers that's gonna tell you your shit whack. So you got to be the motherfucker that's telling yourself, good job. Even if you fucked up, you tried, nigga. You did the best you could, and that's all you could do. You know, like that's something that I always tell myself. If I have a whack show, whew, that was a tough one, nigga. That was not a good show. But at the same time, I'm just gonna keep on fucking grinding. The show after that finna be fucking amazing. You know, once you trip and fall on your ass, like, all right, I ain't gonna step over there no more. I see what I did wrong and I'ma improve, but I'm never ashamed. I just know, you know, I had a bad one, but I'm not gonna let shame fuck me up. You know, because I know nobody starts as the master. Everybody poops. Everybody fucks up. Everybody takes a shit. Everybody lays an egg, nigga. Like the greatest teams in any sport have lost games. You know, the Warriors won 73 games, but they lost 9. The 72-10 Bulls, they won 72 games, won the championship. They still lost 10 games. Michael Jordan missed free throws. I seen Michael Jordan miss layups. Kobe was the all-time leader in missed shots. You think he was ashamed of those shots he missed? Hell no. Because he knew, I'm going to make some more. You know, he never let shame fuck him up. He was never embarrassed about the shit. Because when you confident in yourself, nigga, you ain't never embarrassed. It might be something that's embarrassing, but you're not embarrassed about it. You like, whatever, motherfucker. We all take it on the chin. And that's something that I always say to myself whenever I'm embarrassed in a situation. Everybody poops. Everybody fucks up. This is a situation that a million motherfuckers have been in. Like, you know, it just is what it is, man. Like, you know, and another big part of that, never take yourself too seriously. You know, I know a lot of motherfuckers don't like for people to laugh at them or look at them a certain way. You know, like just hypothetically a scenario. Like you walk into a room and motherfuckers start pointing and laughing. You feel like shit because immediately you know, what the fuck are they laughing at? What the fuck are they pointing at? Is this outfit some bullshit? Is there something on my shirt? Is there something on my shoes? What's wrong with me? Why are they laughing? Why are they pointing? They could be looking at some shit behind you or next to you or around you or the motherfucker that you with and laughing at them. But immediately you start feeling bad. You're embarrassed. You know, or say you walking up the street, slip, bust your ass, fall in some mud. Of course you're embarrassed. You got mud all over you. You look like you shitted on yourself. But at the same time, like, you know, me, it happens. You know, I'm a hop up guy. Damn, look at me. I'm all fucked up. Niggas laughing. Hell yeah, nigga, look at this shit. I'm fucked up. But it is what it is because everybody falls. Everybody gets mud on them. Like, everybody busts they shit. But you can't let it fuck you up. Like I said with the Until Tomorrow challenge. A lot of people were scared to do that shit. Like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. Fuck that challenge, nigga. I'm cool. Nah, hell no. I ain't posting nothing embarrassing. Nigga, why not? We all got embarrassing photos. Nigga, look at me. I got sunglasses on and shit. Got my little cool nigga voice. Got my little oldies playing in the background, nigga. I consider myself to be a cool nigga, but at the same time, like, I don't mind being vulnerable, let motherfuckers laugh at me. It is what it is. Like, nigga, why you think I'm fucking bald headed, my nigga? My hairline cocked back. It's a bunch of shit wrong with me, my nigga. Like, I'm never ashamed of my flaws because everybody got them, my nigga. Like, and that's the thing that you got to realize when it comes to shame, embarrassment, fear of rejection, fear of failing, you know, fear of starting. any type of fear of any sort of embarrassment or shame should be overpowered by the realization that everybody goes through it. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fucks up. Everybody dookie stink, my nigga. Like nobody is perfect, my nigga. Perfection is impossible, dog. Like nigga, the whole beauty of humanity is the fact that none of us are perfect. The beauty of being human is that we all make mistakes, but the beauty of greatness is realizing that throughout the mistakes that you make, you can still move forward. You can still be great. You can still succeed even after failure, because like I always say, failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of the process of success. The worst thing you could do, fuck failure, is quit. Quitting is way worse than failure. Like, because we all fail. Everybody loses a game. Everybody falls and trips. But it's about getting back up and keeping the fuck on running. Like, you can't allow fear or shame or doubt or embarrassment to be something that'll make you quit from any fucking thing, honestly. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck if you want to be a fucking professional inline skater or rollerblader or some shit. Like, nigga, if that's something that you passionate about, pursue that shit. Do that shit. Because you never know, man. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here doing shit that a lot of people will be ashamed to do. And shit, they on with that shit. Like, nigga, Tyler, the Creator, got on being a complete dork. And look at the motherfucker. He booming off doing shit that a lot of people will be ashamed of. Like, nigga, I salute Tyler, the Creator, in a lot of shit. Because he embraced being a dork. He embraced being the unpopular kid. He embraced being an outsider or outcast in life. And he's very successful throughout things that a lot of people will be embarrassed about. Like, he done came out the closet and some more shit, whether or not he's actually gay, because he's a troll. He be trolling a lot. So he could be gay. He could not be gay. But at the same time, he don't let embarrassment stop him from doing nothing. And that's something that I commend thoroughly. Like, that's dope, my nigga. If you feel like no matter what you do, it still fly, that's something that I look at as a character thing. Like, that's dope. It's a virtue. Because a lot of motherfuckers can't do that. A lot of motherfuckers is ashamed of a lot of shit. A lot of motherfuckers is ashamed of shit they shouldn't even be ashamed of, honestly. Like, oh man, I'm not as good as that person. Yeah, nigga, none of us are as good a basketball player as Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron James. But as long as you solid in what you do, you shouldn't be embarrassed about it. I got homeboys who rap. I got a bunch of homeboys who rap. I got some homeboys that are way better than others. But the thing that helps all of them is their level of confidence. Because no matter where you at, nigga, like every rapper, not Jay-Z, but every rapper is confident in being who they are. And that's with any form of art. We not all Pablo Picasso, but I'm this guy. And the fact that I'm getting paid to do what I'm doing makes me confident. The fact that there's one person who thinks that what I do makes me confident. Like, you can't embarrass me on, oh man, that show was whack as fuck. That was a terrible show. Well, nigga, I got 48 good shows. So, whatever. I'm going to keep fucking moving on. Yeah, I missed the layup. But I'm going to make however many more. Like, you can't fucking embarrass me. And that's just life. Like, nobody should be able to embarrass you with shit. They shouldn't be able to body shame you. Because, like, while I love BBWs, my beautiful big women, like, they always say somebody like it. Oh, you got a big stomach. It's some good pussy up under this motherfucker's stomach. Like, nigga, no matter what a motherfucker say about you, my nigga, there's always something that you got going for yourself to counter that. Yeah, this was whack, but this is dope. Like, that should always be your counter. Like, when I would be on the basketball court, somebody crossed me over or dunk. Oh, you got dunked on. Yeah, but I'm on the court and you on the sideline. So shut the fuck up. Like I said, it's always easy to judge motherfuckers. It's easy for a motherfucker to judge you. It's difficult for them to do what you're doing. That's why they judging you, because they don't want to see you fly. They rather cut your wings off so you can walk like them. You can't let the feeling of a motherfucker trying to cut your wings off stop you from flying. Like, you got to do your shit, because what another motherfucker got to say not finna help you at all, especially some negative shit. Like, you can't let nobody's negativity stop you, my nigga. Like, and you should never allow anybody to judge you. Like, you know, Christian people, only God could judge me, or Tupac fans. You know, you should be your own judge. At the end of the day, the only opinion in your life that matters is the opinion of yourself. How you feel about yourself. How do you feel like you did? If you feel like you did great, I don't give a fuck if everybody said you did terrible, nigga. Keep your head up. You did great in your own eyes, and that's life. Keep on going. Keep on doing better. Keep on fucking improving. If anything, when somebody say your shit is whack, all that mean is, okay, for sure, I got to keep on improving. I got to keep doing better. You trip over your fucking feet. All right, I got to watch my step next time. You fall in something. All right, I got to watch where I'm going next time. You bump into something. Any mistake that you make, nigga, you shouldn't be embarrassed. You should be curious. Okay, I made a mistake. Where the fuck did I go wrong? What should I have done? What should I have not done? Where did I slip up at? Was I paying attention? Was I looking in the wrong direction? Where did I fuck up at? And you move like that, like, all right, for sure. This is what I should have did. This is what I got to do different next time. Like, all the shit that motherfuckers be trying to be on, like, oh man, fuck that shit, man. Don't make excuses. Just think about what you did and do it over. Do it better. Excuses is some bullshit. Even, especially to yourself. Because a lot of times when you making excuses, you ain't justifying it to somebody else. You justifying it to yourself. And you should never do that. When you fuck up, take responsibility for it. I fucked up. I shouldn't have did it like that. I made a mistake. And come back and do that shit better. Like me personally, I hate that shit. Like, I hate even the feeling of making fucking excuses to myself. Because we all do it. Nobody perfect. Like I said, everybody shits, everybody poops, everybody fucks up. Like, there's times when I do something and I be like, oh, I try to act like, oh, it was the tool. Oh, it was the car. Oh, it was my shoe. Like, nah, nigga, if I'd have stepped different, it wouldn't have been my shoe. Like, a lot of times when we make mistakes, we got to admit our own fuck up in the mistake. And a lot of times when you do that, when you realize where you fucked up at, you can avoid the embarrassment of the fuck up, because you're not going to fuck up again. It's a lot less embarrassing when you know that even though you fail right here, you could succeed as well in that same category, in that same situation, as long as you do it again. But you got to look at shit like that. Like, that's how you got to approach everything that you do. Like, even though I failed, I can come back and succeed. Even though I am not good right now, I'm going to get better. Even though I was rejected right now, I could turn around and get what I got rejected from later on. Or I could get something better. A lot of times, a motherfucker say no and a better motherfucker say yeah later. So you shouldn't fear rejection. Like, you shouldn't fear shame, because everybody feels shame. Everybody fucks up. Everybody fails. Everybody makes fucking mistakes. Like the inclusion of knowing that everybody fucks up is something that should give you strength in moving forward in any shameful situation or any embarrassing situation. Like, when you see that until tomorrow challenge, my nigga, everybody got fucked up pictures. You might have posted your most embarrassing picture and then scrolled up and seen somebody with a way more embarrassing picture than yours in the same category. Like, oh, I'm gonna post this picture when I got drunk at a party, threw up and fell asleep in the puddle of me throwing up. And then you look at somebody else shit and you like, whoa, yeah, way worse than my shit. But like I said, it's always easier to deal with shame when you realize that everybody has felt ashamed. Everybody has fucked up. The only judgment in your life that should matter is the judgment of yourself. You know, never let other motherfuckers' opinions affect you unless they your customers. You know, now if they paying you, if they the motherfucking consumer, then yeah, you might want to trip off what they got to say. But at the same time, nigga, you always got to be solid in yourself and knowing that what you doing is the right thing. You know, because like I always say, those who can do and those who can't judge. And I'm going to drop the mic on that shit. You know, this has been your host, Yung Dolemite, of the Too Much Game podcast, live from the Boom Boom Room. You know, Sans, the super producer, been ready. You know, if you'd like to support us financially, it's patreon.com/Townhouse Media, Town E House Media. Support all the Townhouse Media podcasts. Seriously Not in the Podcast, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Been Ready and A to the motherfucking C. The No Rules podcast, Wednesday evenings at 5 p.m. Ill Will and Mark doing they motherfucking shit. Sunday evenings, Cat vs. Dog podcast, live at 3 p.m. Me, myself, Yung Dolemite, and CJ, Chelsea Perry, the motherfucking celebrity of Townhouse Media. Talk Flirty Tuesdays. The Talk Flirty podcast with Just Nikki. You know, she be doing her motherfucking thing. And of course, the Too Much Game podcast, live at 5. Y'all already know how I'm getting down. Follow me on social media at YUNGDOLEMITE_ on Instagram. Yung Dolemite on Twitter. Follow the Too Much Game podcast at Too Much Game podcast on Instagram. The Too Much Game podcast on Facebook. And I think that might be it, y'all. You know, appreciate y'all for staying in here and alive and shit. You know, I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too Much Game.